Hello, it's Richard Morris, your Medicare insurance agent. In today's video, we'll be talking about the big changes coming to Medicare in 2025. My primary purpose in creating this video for you today is to make sure that you are fully prepared for these big changes that are coming because they will likely impact you for better or for worse. From deductibles to co-payments to your overall benefit package with your insurance plan, you're going to notice some changes, and I want to make sure that you understand not just what are the changes going to be, but why are these changes taking effect. The Inflation Reduction Act was passed in 2022 and goes into effect on January 1st of 2025. Now, in a nutshell, what this means is that the cap or a maximum out of pocket that an individual on Medicare can pay for prescription drug costs will go from $8,000, which is what it is in 2024, all the way down to $2,000. Now, that is a significant maximum out of pocket decrease in prescription drugs. The donut hole, some of you may have heard of the donut hole, is going away entirely in 2025. But this has to impact and will impact almost everybody on Medicare. Now, for those of you who are spending over $2,000 a year currently on your prescription drug cost, this is a big, big win for you. And now you have that cap of just $2,000. And again, that donut hole is gone. Now, if you are spending less than $2,000 on medication, some of you may not be spending anything on medications. This is going to impact you in more of a negative manner. And we'll explain how that all unfolds here. The $6,000 difference is going to be paid by someone. Remember, the cap last year was $8,000, now it's just $2,000. The carrier, the insurance carrier, is going to be paying the lion's share of this impact. And so what's having to happen now is these insurance carriers are needing to increase some of their co-payments, the deductible. Now, you may not have ever paid a co-payment or a deductible for prescriptions, and you may be responsible for one in 2025 and beyond. Now, if you're taking just tier 1 and tier 2 generic medications, you will very likely notice little impact on the prescription drug side of things. However, if you're taking a tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, you'll now notice that there's likely a deductible on that prescription. And those deductibles are ranging from what I'm seeing anywhere between $200 up to $590 that would be due at your first pickup. Let's say January or February, when you first go pick up that tier 3, 4 medication, you'll be asked likely for a deductible. Now, with that said, if you are asked for that deductible, let's say it's $300, and maybe you have some other cost of medications, and all of a sudden they're asking for $1,000. You do not have to pay that $1,000. As part of the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed, insurance carriers are required to offer a payment plan, a no interest payment plan that they work out between you and the pharmacy. So if you're unable to pay the full amount of your prescriptions when you go to pick up, you can just simply let your pharmacist and your insurance carrier know that you want to do a payment plan. And the way that this works is your insurance carrier will foot the entire bill. Let's say it's $1,000. They'll pay that to the pharmacy, and they will work out with you a monthly no interest rate payment plan. Now, all the details of how this payment plan works exactly, we don't know, but here's what we do know. Usually it will be broken into monthly or equal monthly increments. Now, for those of you who are paying over $2,000, again, this is great news. You hit the $2,000 cap and you don't pay another dollar for prescription drugs. Not only are the prescription drug co-payments and this deductible going to be into effect now, but on the Medicare Advantage portion of your plan, you will likely notice an impact. You will probably see some co-payment increases with specialist co-pays, hospital co-pays, potential scans like MRIs and X-rays. You'll notice in general some plan increases. And if you haven't received it yet, you'll see all that on your annual notice of change that you'll be receiving. Here's what one looks like, just a sample here. So you'll notice that annual notice of change coming, and make sure you take a close look at that because you will see some changes. You'll also likely notice some changes to your overall ancillary benefit package. So your dental, your vision benefits, maybe your over-the-counter allowance. If you're getting a food card, that food card may be reduced. So you'll notice some decreases or potential elimination of these benefits altogether, simply because your insurance carrier now has to put a lot more of their resources over towards supporting the prescription drug side of things. So these changes are not just impacting the drug side of things specifically, but also the overall Medicare plan benefits. Now, there is a percentage of the Medicare population that won't be as impacted. If you are receiving assistance from your state Medicaid department or getting extra help from the Social Security Administration paying for your prescription drug cost, these changes will not impact you. You will not have a deductible like we discussed and an increase of copayments. Now, you may actually notice a small increase of copayments on prescriptions, but that happens every year regardless. So keep that in mind. Now, if you have a grant program where you're getting a grant through maybe the manufacturer or through some other source, those programs likely will not be impacted as well. We don't know all the details on that yet. But if you want to be sure, I highly suggest you reach out to the program, maybe the manufacturer or the grant program that you're getting support from sometime before 2025 to inquire. I'd do that sometime in November or December as it's closer, and they may have some more details on this. So these big changes will be something that we have to be prepared for. I don't want to send this video out to create anxiety or stress by any means, but I am a big fan of getting ahead of things, making sure that you're prepared and understanding these changes. And of course, I am here to support you every step of the way. This is going to be an extremely busy enrollment season for me, but I want you to know that I am here to support you. And if you reach out to me, I will respond to you. You'll also be getting some text messages from me, just like this one here that had this video with a different phone number. That phone number is purely for text messaging only. That is not my work phone number. My number is right here on the bottom of the screen. Continue to call me at this number, and you can also email me at my email right here, also on the bottom of the screen. And if you haven't yet, you should be receiving a letter from me that looks just like this, that talks about some of these changes. And if you haven't received that letter, please reach out to me and I'll make sure you get a copy of it. Even if it's via email, I can send that to you that way. Now, if you have anyone else that you know, family or friends, who may need some support in understanding these changes coming to Medicare and the prescription drug side of things in 2025, please feel free to forward my video on. I'd love to help them out if they need someone to help them. And I look forward to being your agent and your advocate for many healthy years ahead. You take care, have a wonderful end of the year, and we'll see you later.